council has unanimously adopted a measure that creates a new zone that will ease the process of developing mixed-use projects, especially those near transit. This new commercial residential zone is a major component in development plan for the future.
One of the biggest things we did is provide increased density for those properties that are located immediately adjacent to the metro station. Well, why do I care? Well, because those are the properties that we want to have the highest density, because if you're going to use metro or you're going to use transit, you want people to be readily accessing those large buildings. And if a property owner there doesn't build a larger building, so then necessarily people who use metro will have to walk further to where they want to go, which means ultimately fewer people will use transit, which means more people will use cars and will congest your highways. So we've provided a lot of incentives for developers to do things which are in the public interest, which will make it better for people as it relates to congestion, as it relates to libraries, as it relates to open space, which ultimately will improve the quality of life not only for the residents of White Flint, but for anyone who's going to participate in activities at White Flint. So it'll make it a very, very nice place, an attractive place for us to be as our county grows.
The mayor and councils from the cities of Rockville and Gaithersburg recently met with members of the county council to discuss the future of their communities as it relates to the Gaithersburg West Master Plan. The work session was the first ever formal meeting of the elected officials of the county council and the two largest municipalities in the county.
It was a great session. We are here at the council are about to embark on work on the Gaithersburg West plan that involves approving a new alignment for the Quarter Cities Transit Way and looking at some plans for some serious new potential development in that vicinity. And of course, needless to say, residents adjacent to this area have a lot of issues and concerns, and we're trying very hard to listen to them. And clearly they've communicated their concerns to their local elected representatives at the city level. So last night was a good exchange of concerns by city elected leaders, and we, as I told them last night, I've directed our staff to work very closely with them to get their questions answered, and I have invited them to sit at the table with us as we work through the issues.
Councilmember Nancy Navarro is moving ahead with an initiative designed to help residents with limited English proficiency participate in their government. As she tells us, the increasing diversity of this county makes this commitment especially critical.
It's really important to make sure that we do what we can to facilitate civic participation. And the truth is that there are a lot of people who take very seriously the task of learning English. We see that by the big numbers of folks who are on waiting lists for ESOL classes. Nonetheless, some people feel a little bit intimidated coming to participate, and they would like to maybe testify in their language, etc. So this is just an effort to ensure that county council can become more accessible, that we can provide language assistance if folks want to come and testify, that we can hopefully also in our greetings maybe address it in a bilingual fashion, and also that we work very closely with our partners in the nonprofit world, those community-based organizations, to publicize our hearings, our town hall meetings, etc., so that we can get a cross-section of our community coming to give us input on very important decisions.
The county's public emergency law requires that the executive provide to the council 2 reports after any event requiring the activation of the EOC, one within 30 days of the actual event and the second within 60 days. The council has received its first briefing, which also included officials from the State Highway Administration and several utility companies.
I'd like to know what we can do better, how we can be prepared for emergencies like this as they rise, and have we tried everything? Have we used all our resources? Are we keeping our residents well informed of the severity of the problem, and two, the timing and likelihood of a resolution, particularly when folks are out of power for a long time? All council members spent a lot of time during that blizzard, whether or not they had phone service, in communication with the public about particular problems. I know everyone worked really hard at the staff level, and I know there are plenty of residents out there who are still not happy. And our job is to review this situation and make sure that we are on track to do a better job next time.
And finally, the Council is holding a town hall meeting on March 24th. This event will take place at the Housing Opportunities Commission office in Kensington. The meeting will begin at 7:30 p.m. with a reception. All residents are welcome to attend. Well, that wraps it up for this edition of the Council in Brief. To see these stories in their entirety, watch the Council in Brief on County Cable Montgomery. I'm Susan Kennedy. Thanks for joining us.